So, for those who don't know, my 407 this is Coupé, which is what I'm driving right now. So, first started off with 6-speed automatic. That's what I got the car with, which was the stock gearbox. So, of course, the gearbox started acting up like a month or two after purchase, and so I knew I was eventually going to. Even before I made the purchase, I knew I was converting it to manual. So I was like, okay, maybe use it for a while, so before, because I know the conversion is not going to be plug and play. I've done some similar conversion, like in my ES9A, those who are aware of that. So I know it's going to be something similar. So, but since the gearbox started acting up, which wasn't like that when I made the purchase, but I took it for a fun drive just one day. That's a day, just one fun drive, not twice or so, just once. The gearbox immediately. That same, or in fact, it was on the drive. I think I was almost ending the fun drive, then the issue started. Anyway, so I yanked it out, threw it away, didn't even get home with the gearbox. Of course, it took a while for me to do the conversion. I had to gather the parts and the rest. So at the time, I didn't find a 6-speed manual gearbox, which is a stock gearbox for this very vehicle, 407. This is Coupé, the Petrol one, not the diesel one. I don't know about the diesel, so I don't want to say. But for the Petrol, they had option of 6-speed automatic or 6-speed manual. So I said, okay, you know what, let me go for this is what I could find. I could find only the automatic. At the time I was ready to buy, so I said, okay, I'll do the conversion later. So but I couldn't find the gearbox, the 6-speed stock gearbox for the car, because it's very rare. The manual version of this car is rare. So because of that, possibility of getting the gearbox for the conversion is not going to be easy. It could take years thereabouts, even if you can afford to buy it at whatever cost. So I didn't want to wait. So I got a 5-speed manual gearbox pieces, which are the common ones you find in 406 or 607 pieces gearbox. However, I now had to do the conversion. Even the gearbox I purchased, I did the conversion in such a way that it will match a 6-speed manual gearbox, so that if I want to swap it, whenever I get the 6-speed manual, I won't have to replace any other thing. So that was how I did the conversion, because you can do the conversion and use a different gearbox that will make you, when you now get a 6-speed manual, you have to like start all over again. So I decided not to do that time. So I started off, I think it was in January 2022, this year, in January, yeah. So I did the conversion with the 5-speed manual. And so to cut it short, eventually I got that stock 6-speed manual gearbox for the 407 Coupé. I got 2. So I first decided to put the first one on the 607. Remember, I did a similar conversion on my ES9A. Phase 2 607, same engine in this one. So I first put it there, the first one. So 2 days ago, was it yesterday? 2 days ago actually. So I decided to put the second one on this one. So this is the first fun drive I'm taking out the car. I've done about 100 kilometers. Well, I now decided, okay, let me just do a video and share my observation so far? Well, any difference, of course, yes. I'm talking about between the 5-speed and the 6-speed. Yeah, there is a difference. Remember, like I always say in my videos, the 407 V6 coupe, in fact, not just 407 coupe, but even the saloon, the station wagon, but let's just leave it for with the coupe. It's a heavy car. How many kg? 1,800 kg or thereabout. I can't remember. I can't actually remember. It's I know it should be over 1,600 kg. It should be whatever. But I know it's most like it's heavier than the saloon with the same engine. So it kind of needs a gearbox that can actually help the engine torque to come in earlier at lower acceleration. So the 5-speed manual gearbox that you find in 406 and the rest, it has a longer, it's not just the final drive, the entire gear is much longer. So unlike the 6-speed manual that is shorter, so the shorter ones helps to bring in the torque much earlier. So you feel most of the engine torque at lower RPM. The shorter one, it all depends on the weight. I think that, let me put it in a different way. That 5-speed manual is just so perfect for 406 that I don't think you actually need a 6-speed manual in 406 for V6. It matched it perfectly well. I wouldn't bother, even if you give it to me for free. This gearbox, I don't think I'll put it in my 406. That 406, that 5-speed is just perfect for the weight, the power, the engine torque, the HP of the engine. So it's a perfect one. Likewise, this one. So this particular 6-speed matched the weight of the car, the HP and the torque. So what happened was when he had that 5-speed, so I realized that the torque doesn't come in as early as I would want it at lower RPM. For example, if you want to drive off gradually, like the vehicle is stationary and you don't want to drive, engage gear 1, I want to move. Just normal releasing of the clutch pedal, accelerating a little bit. On the 5-speed, you will hear this that sound that normally you hear, for example, on a manual gear. If you move from stationary with gear 2, the engine will struggle a little, to drag. You hear that sort of before it now gains normal momentum because you use the wrong gear. So that's what you experience on I was experiencing on the 5th gear, on the one with the 5-speed gearbox. That's the 5-speed gearbox. So which will make me sometimes to accelerate. Let's assume on the 607, okay, let's put it this way, like the 406 with that gearbox. Most times I don't even need to touch the throttle pedal to move from stationary. To be honest, yeah. As I'm releasing the clutch pedal, you have to practice it anyway. But I'm not saying it's the best, but I'm saying you can do both. So as you are just driving off, it just immediately picks up. No drag, nothing. But here, because of the weight of this car and because the gears are longer, especially the final drive, so you have to accelerate lower than you do the throttle much lower than you would do on the 406 for it not to make that sound. So that's what I'm saying. So because of that, once it peaks, and the rest. So which is an indication that the torque, even though it is on the same engine, basically the same engine in 406. Probably because the weight, this one is much heavier than the 406, so it doesn't bring it that torque. So it kind of struggles until it gets momentum. So that's how I will put it. Another way I could put it is for those who have Peugeot Vehicle V6, for let's just say any Peugeot Vehicle V6 engine, especially with AM6, which of course has to be ES9A. So if you have a 407 V6 automatic ES9A, phase 2 Z9 phase 2 607, and any other Peugeot or Citroen vehicle that have ES9A engine with AM6. If your Peugeot car has AM6 gearbox, you realize, unless you're not that technical enough to have observed this, you observe that your normal drive, what I mean is you put it on D without sports mode or manual mode. Now I'm not here trying to make I'm telling you authoritatively. However, I'm not telling you whether I've done it or not, but I'm being very authoritative here. So make it whatever you want, or interpret it however you want. You cannot push that car beyond 190 kilometers per hour on that normal drive. You can't. It doesn't matter how new your engine is, or how new your gearbox is, or every of your part of your vehicle, the injection system, every other thing. I doubt, like I said, this is an authoritative statement. For it to go beyond 190 kilometers per hour, you have to switch it to sports mode. Likewise, or you either sports mode or use manual mode. You know. So the 5-speed manual on this coupe, this is behaves like that of the drive on the AM6, the normal drive on the AM6. Now, I'm not saying it can't go beyond 190 for the manual one, but I'm saying the way the normal drive will do on AM6 when you are driving, you see that would I call it that way, acceleration, because it can also be very, very quick. You know, but my point is, it's not as aggressive as when you're on sports mode. So that's how the 5-speed one feels. Why this particular one, which is the 6-speed, now behaves just like as if you're on sports mode on your AM6, or as if you're using your manual mode on your AM6. So that's how I put it. Because you can say, you know that even the normal drive on your AM6 is also very fast. You know, you can do a lot of things, but you know there's a difference when you put it on sports mode. The way the engine will react to your acceleration. So that's what I'm saying. In fact, like I said, if you are the technical type, or if you are that observant, you know that the engine torque when it's on sports mode comes in much lower, or comes in at much lower RPM than that of the manual normal drive mode. So that's where I'm coming from. Not necessarily on the HP side, but on the torque side. So yeah, so you can understand why Peugeot chose to use the 6-speed manual on this gearbox, on this particular vehicle for new, instead of that 5-speed. Now the 5-speed works, like I said, the fuel consumption, I was very impressed. You know, some might be thinking that the 6-speed will consume less. From the figures I've gotten ever since I've been using this, how many months now? January to September. I do the calculation. Is it 9? So the fuel consumption, of course, it was much lower than when he had the automatic transmission. No joke, not exaggerating. So in that case, you will say, yeah, the 5-speed one too was very good. So if that's the only option you have, you will still enjoy it. It's also very fast. So for this 6-speed one, I'm not actually expecting it to be much lower than maybe it could. I don't know. Like I said, this is like the second day. Maybe it could. Probably I'm not looking out for it. So in terms of fuel consumption, they might probably be the same. It will be the same. I'm talking about the 2 gearboxes. Probably give it the same. Who knows? We'll see. So the conversion to okay, it's not really a conversion because all I did I just removed this gearbox, put the other one. So it was on Friday that I started. I wasn't there per se. I had to instruct the team I work with. However, when I did this conversion in January, I couldn't find new clutch kits to use for the conversion. I did, in fact, at the point there was one I ordered, and when it came, it wasn't the exact one, even though the seller claimed it was the same one I wanted. But when it came, I saw it wasn't, because I've been buying V6 clutch kit, new ones, so I know what I wanted. It wasn't what in fact, it's not just, it was just carrying original parts, but then it wasn't an exact match for this engine. So I rejected it and got money back. But ever since I couldn't find one, so it got to a point I decided, you know what, let me just buy a used one, which I've never purchased for any of my cars, never, until this that January when I did this conversion. I hate that new used clutch kit. I don't like it, no matter how good they are. I can't afford the original new. Work towards it. Whenever I can afford it, I get it. That's my policy. There are things I don't manage. There are things I don't care how expensive the original new one is. I'll just find a way to own it. Because this kind of place is not somewhere you go to all the time. And secondly, I know the disadvantages of buying used clutch kit, because sometimes most of the ones you get, you find out on your the clutch pedal will be very, very heavy to depress, which was now what happened when I did this conversion, because it was a used one that I bought. Became very heavy to depress, and well, there was nothing I could do because I couldn't find the new one for this engine or gearbox. So when I did this swap of 5-speed to 6-speed, so I decided, okay, I made an attempt again. I couldn't find new clutch kit. I said, okay, let me just change to another used clutch pressure plate, because I know the problem is from the pressure plate, not the friction plate on the release behind. So I said, let me make another attempt, and but the first clutch kit that came, I bought, used one I got that same day we were putting my team put this gearbox. It became very soft, to be honest. It was very soft. Drove it like up to 2 kilometers? Okay, let's just say maybe like 5 kilometers. I think it was more than 2. Boom! The release bearing pulled out from the pressure plate. Those who know the V6 clutch pressure plate to understand the pressure plate and the release bearing, they actually kind of attached to each other. It's not like the other, like the EW series or other Peugeot engines that the pressure plate is independent of the release bearing. No, these ones are two. Though you can separate them, but then, like I pointed out, 2 of them are, once it touch the first time, it stays together. But you have to figure out a way to separate the two. So, this thing pulled. I had to drop the gearbox the next day. Again, found what happened, tried to do everything, tried to modify to make this permit, because I couldn't understand why it could pull. And at that point, I didn't know something was wrong with that Peugeot plate. You see, as I always tell you, avoid use clutch kit as much as possible. They couldn't understand. Try everything, put everything back, looked okay, put it back, mounted the gearbox. You know what it takes to remove V6 gearbox, especially in 407. You probably will not understand, because this second time, that was not yesterday, Saturday, so I was there. Did everything, mounted everything back, started the vehicle. I haven't even moved. Immediately I depressed the clutch pedal, boom, again. No, it was very, very frustrating. So it was at that point I knew something was wrong with that pressure plate. You couldn't, even though I could see some wears on the pressure plate, but it wasn't enough for me to conclude that this could happen. Because like I said, the main thing I wanted was the one that would make the clutch pedal feel to be very, very soft, which I actually enjoyed, because when I drove it that first 5 kilometers, it was as if it was a brand new clutch kit. As I was pressing my feet is touching the pedal, immediately it's dropping. It's touching the floor. So there's something else which probably was there, and they repaired it and sold it as if there was nothing wrong with it. I don't know. So I had to drop it again. So in other words, within 2 days, I dropped the gearbox 3 good times. So when it now came down the 3rd time, I was like, you know what? No. I ordered another. I didn't even want to bother to put the other use on again. I was like, see, I'm just tired. I ordered another one. Because, call somebody else, get something else. I looked at it. This one looks much better in terms of looks, because like I said, when it comes to clutch kit, there are things you could check, maybe where the bearing is and all those things. So this one looks much better than every other one, including the one that's been there since January. I said, let's try it again. So that worst case scenario, I put back the first one. I now tried it and it worked. The third one, the second kit I bought. So in other words, I tried 3 clutch kits. No, of course I left the friction plate. I was just only swapping because the friction plate was good. So I just kept the friction plate and swapping. So my point is, so after I did this final one, that is what I'm driving the car with now. It's heavy, just like the other one I removed, the one that I've been there since January. So now some could say, why didn't you put back the old one? You might probably will not understand, because when you have a heavy clutch pedal, it takes some pressure to press it down. So it's not something I want, because I know that putting it back means eventually I'm going to change it no matter what, because I know how I'll be using the car like this for a very long time. You get a point, it discourages you from driving the vehicle. So that's why most people, they always complain, a driving manual is very, very troublesome. It's suffering, it's this and that. Not knowing that they are speaking out of ignorance. It means something is wrong with your clutch kit. One of your clutch kits is bad. Likely your pressure plate, your release bearing, your clutch cable, whatever. That's why it's heavy. That's why you're finding it difficult, or it's spinning on your leg when you are clutching your pedal. Ordinarily, it feels so as you even know that you're actually pressing your pedal. That's how soft it can be. So that is it. So as it is now, I'm using it like this, but I don't think anything will ever make me buy a used car. I mean, because I've called out my contact and say, whenever you can find them. Of course, they're online. I see them online outside Nigeria, Europe, or whatever. That original one, physically value. There's also LUK. But the problem is the cost of shipping it. You can buy it there. The cost of shipping it, trust me, if you combine it with the cost of the purchase, you can actually buy a car for you, a used vehicle in good condition for you in Nigeria. You know, so that's kind of very, very discouraging. But we'll see what happens. So I've spoken with my contacts to let me locate one. Once I find it, I'll probably maybe get up to 2. Put one here and keep the other one as well. You know. And, I'm not kind of worried that probably I need to gather spares as many as possible for this clutch kit, since I have about 3 of them with this transmission. You know, so not worried that in future I may not even be able to get a good used one anymore, because trust me, since I ever started driving in the 90s, early 90s. Since I started driving in the early 90s, like 93, 94, thereabouts, I've never ever had a clutch failed on me. Never ever had a clutch failure. So I want you guys to understand that. So it's not like I'm worried maybe in the next 20 years I'm going to damage one of my clutch. Unless I give my car to somebody else and it fails, that's the only way it can happen. If not, I don't. That's, you know, because I took my time and learned how to drive manual. So that's why I don't have all these clutch failure issues. Of course, but one thing I will let you understand is this. Over time, as your car age, manual car age, your pressure plate will start becoming heavy to depress. Like this particular pressure plate is working well, but because it has aged and all that, so it will start becoming heavier to depress. My 505 V6 have started doing that now. There won't be any other issue with the clutch, no clearance, nothing, no vibration, nothing, only that as its age, you find out that sometimes, you know, you press it, become much heavier compared to the new ones. So that could be the price I will have to pay. Maybe in the next 30 years or whatever, if I once I'm still breathing and these cars are still with me, that could be the price I have to pay. If I can no longer get a new ones that if they start becoming hard, maybe I can swap it. You know, other than that, I'm not worried. So yeah, I could gather as many spares as possible, but not necessarily because the friction plate will fail or I will damage the pressure plate. You know, the pressure plate is what they call clutch disc in Nigeria. You know, so that's not my word. So that's the only you know, matter every once in a while you have to meet some unpleasant experiences or have some you know, downs. So that's the only down I could say right now with this you know, conversion I did in January. So I haven't gotten the clutch right. By that means just it's more like a test thing now, you know. So it will be as soft as my other Peugeot vehicles, like the Z9, the D9. So, which I know eventually I believe I will get a new one swapping, and that will close the chapter. But then, so if you have a 407 V6, you could try to get the 6-speed manual. But trust me. I might be the only one that knows about that V6 manual, because even the people that I saw the gearbox from, I had to be the one to educate them how to identify the one that is 6-speed and one that is 5-speed. They all look alike. You can't tell the difference from the look. But I know how to differentiate the two. You know, man, I think I want to have some fun. There's a corner, there's something I don't know about this car. Man. Just enter one corner, I was like, wow, let me just push it here. One thing my other cars cannot try is what I just did here. This coupe, this V6 coupe is so, it's as if it just magnet itself on the ground. No matter how you push it on any corner, it just stays like that. You hardly feel the speed you do. It won't shift you, nothing. The car will not behave as if you want to fly up. It just stays like that. Oh man, this is the best 407 you can ever drive. 407 coupe. Whether it's the, of course, the best of them is the V6 ones, but they also have a 2.2-liter engine coupe. So the suspension is not as good as the V6 for performance. But it's much better than the second, honestly. So I think I'm going to end this video now. So I just want to understand now. The car has a 6-speed manual. So I'm likely going to, in fact, not likely, I'm setting up the 5-speed manual. So if you have a 406 V6, 607 V6, and even a 407 V6 auto, yeah, you can use that 5-speed. So I don't feel like, oh, the 5-speed is very bad. Trust me, it's just that the kind of person I am. I want that torque and much lower speed. So that's why I still went ahead. So you can use the 5-speed, it's perfect. Just not for this, for me. I want it stock here. Okay, so that is it for this video. I need to have some fun, more fun or something.